Hi, how you doing? My name is Bechir Sylvain. I'm a Haitian American. I grew up in Haiti till I was 13. Then I moved to Miami. Then I went to school in Dallas, and then now I live in Los Angeles, California. I am an actor, and my major was theater. Was theater in Miami-Dade Community College, and also at SMU in Dallas. Um, some of the classes that I really loved taking was all the practicals. Anybody that's taking theater, a lot of people get very discouraged. They're like, "What? Why am I learning how to do lights? Or why am I learning how to, build a flat? Why am I learning how to do costumes? Why am I learning how to do all these things?" It is probably one of the most beneficial things for you in the future if you are gonna become a very serious actor that wants longevity, that's able to do film, theater, and all that stuff, is because then you have an eye of what the professionals look for. I found it very beneficial when I walk into a stage and looking up at the lights and knowing exactly how I'm being lit, knowing the platform, knowing the set, knowing how to move around and understanding the lingo instead of just hearing them talk and I'm like, what? And all I'm hearing is like, wah, 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 wah. It's so much, the more knowledge, the more you're able to maneuver in this career. Actually, the faster you can move in this career, and the more you take it, instead of like, oh, I don't know why I'm doing this, I'm never going to use this. A prime example of me using these classes, the practicals, especially the practicals, was when I decided to put up my own show. And it was The Meeting by Jeff Stetson. And that show, I had to do everything from the lights, from the set, from the sound, from, directing. And because of the knowledge that I had, the little knowledge that I got from Dade County and also from SMU, SMU, I didn't get to take my practicals because I did it in Dade County. So all this learning that I learned in Dade County has allowed me to put up my own show and, win an award. I don't know. I won the NAACP award for the show. I don't know. It's just a little something that just makes me go, all right, I did good. Great classes to take that is outside of the practicals. And practicals, meaning like all the stuff that deals with theater, anything with psychology, anthropology, theory, anything that deals with the human psyche and also the human biology itself, because we are studying the human behavior. So anthropology was actually one of the best classes that I've took because I got to learn about different areas of the world and the history and why, certain language are spoken this way, the difference between dialect and, accent, all of that. Like to me, as the actor that I am, those things are just more knowledge for myself to be able to be better and to be able to have a resource to go to. Psychology was another one too that was very helpful as well. Dance class, back in the day, they used to be like, a must. Like you should take a dance class when you take a theater class, but now it's not as much. You'll have a movement class which teaches you, stage combat and all that stuff and speech. But dance, I think, is probably something that is a must. Because there is something about the ability to move on stage, the comfortableness. Because a lot of times, and you'll notice it in your classes, people don't know what to do with their body when they act. It's hilarious. It's hilarious to me. Like they'll just be like, it's just awkward. They just don't know, or they're like, man. And you'll have those thoughts. It's like, is my hand moving too much, or wow, what should I? Like you don't quite know what to do. So these classes, I think, are extremely important and special for you to help you with that. Let me see. I'm just reading part of the questions. The campus. Oh, some of the tricks, especially when it comes to the theater majors, there's a lot of scholarships actually, and there's a lot of competitions that people don't know about. That there's monologue competition that actually gives you out money. Find out all the programs that are out there to get you a scholarship. Like I didn't know when I was in Miami-Dade there was a scholarship for being a theater major, and I had no clue. Especially being an African American student, it was just like, oh, wow, I had no clue. And it was by luck, like one of the teachers was saying, hey, did you apply for this? Because I was struggling. And they told me the information, and it was great. So look out for programs that are in the school and also outside of the schools. There's so many competitions now. I think that's the August Wilson competition. I think it gives you $1,000 if you win. And also these competitions, these things that are out there for you are also a good way to have connection of the outside world. So when you do go out there and you're like, oh yeah, you're the one that won that competition from blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, you're getting the job because of something that you thought nothing was going to happen with. Those are always great to do. And also, like, especially with the theater major, when if you are lucky enough where you've done your practical and all you're doing is focusing on the acting and everything like that, make sure you have the time to do so. Make sure you have the time to really take in. Don't fall into the trap. And then, if you got to get a job, you got to get a job. It's cool. But if you have the luxury to not get a job, unfortunately, I had to get a job regardless. I had to take 2 jobs. But I saw how that kind of hindered me. And I'm speaking from, the other side. Like, it hindered me from, really pulling in, the time that I needed to really get the practice that I want. I mean, I was great, but still, I'm just thinking ahead like, yo, you want to have the time to put into practice, because once you start learning what this is all about, you're going to go, oh, snap. It's not just about learning lines and looking good and crying all the time. There's a whole, there's a whole practice. There's a whole study to this, which could be really fun. I don't have that many bad stories about it, to be honest with you. Some of my greatest times is the education I got in college, and also at the university at SMU. Those are my best times, actually. Till this day, are my basically my base that allows me to do what I do now. What else? What's the last question? Lastly, oh yeah, I mean, I use my major pretty much every single day. I still got some books, man. I still got my speech book till this day. That speech book, I don't know if it's, what's the name of that speech book? I can't see. Oh, Speak with Distinction. There we go. Ooh, I got good eyes. It's far. I got great eyes. Anyway, Speak with Distinction. That book, man, till this day has saved me in numerous times when I had to do an accent or I needed to just make sure that I speak extremely proper or whatever. That book, till this day, I still have it and I still use it. The classes, all the techniques, and also, yeah, don't fall into the trap of one technique. What I love about especially college education, they don't put you in just one thing. You're not just learning one method. You're kind of learning a big variety of it. So take advantage of that. Fail big. One of the biggest quotes in the world is fail creatively. That is the biggest thing I could say. If after all the 8 minutes that I've been talking, just take this. Fail creatively. Because when you fail creatively, you're not failing, you're growing. All right? It's not a matter of like, I'm going to fail big. A lot of people say that fail big. And I'm like, that hurts. But if you fail creatively, you're not failing. That means by failing, and you're like, how do I fail creatively? You always give it a go. You go 100% and you commit. You commit to your choice. Because a lot of people, what they feel is they bail on their choice. They'll be like, I'm going to do it like this. And then they see it's not working and they go, man, stick with it. Stick with it and feel the uncomfortableness and try it until, you're 100% sure. And even if it doesn't work, you'll always get something out of it. When you fail creatively, you will always find something at the end that you're able to use from that failure. That's what it's called, failing creatively. I think that's my time. Hopefully this helps. And I wasn't going to get all dressed up and everything, but I was like, I'm an actor. So let me just show them how I chill, while I wait for my auditions. All right, man. Bechir Sylvain, good luck.